what's good, everybody? So today I went and got these little guys. It's called Abilify, and they're going to basically help me stabilize my mood because November was kind of a shit show for me, and not like in a bad way, kind of in a good way. Oh, before I say this, I definitely now know, I think, the difference between hypomania and like full-blown mania. Basically this whole month I've been, okay, actually I don't know the difference between hypomania and a manic state, I'll say that. So earlier, like basically the entire month of November, I was in a weird spot where like I would wake up, let's say like Monday morning, turn my music on, go shower, I'd be like beyond pumped. I would have all these ideas racing through my mind. I like, not just ideas like what I'm gonna do for the day, I'd be thinking like, okay, I'm gonna do like this paper and finish this paper. Oh, maybe I should do this series on like YouTube. Oh, maybe I should start applying for this kind of cool job, this would be fun. Oh, what trip should I be going on like next year? Maybe I should look at Expedia for like, you know, good hotel prices. I actually need to go get a car wash, and like think all of these thoughts literally within just like my shower time. So think about like different things I can do, different, like, you know, literally just thinking like I had all the time in the world that day, and prioritizing like things like looking up trips or going shopping or like starting YouTube videos or like texting people about collabs, like starting all of these things instead of doing the work I need to do. So that's how my mornings would go. I typically, you know, after that, wouldn't really eat breakfast, wouldn't really eat at all because I wasn't hungry. I was just, you know, zoned in on these things. And then like the day would go by like super fast. You know, obviously time doesn't change, but it literally would feel like after I've taken that shower and all these ideas are racing through my mind and I'm like starting to do all of those ideas, I start thinking like, I like lose track of time, and before I know it, it's like 4 p.m., 5 p.m., 6 p.m. And like literally I like look up and the time will just be different. So with like the daylight savings time and it's winter and all that crap, the sun like goes down at like 4. So around that time, I'd start feeling like no motivation to do anything. All the motivation I had earlier, all the excitement, I start looking at the things I need to do, realizing how long it takes to like plan out a YouTube like skit video campaign, all of that, realizing that's not gonna get done in a day, realizing that like my idea was kind of like misshaped, whatever, all these things I realized I can't do, and then I sort of just like come to like watch TV on this couch, and my couch is right there. I just sit down, watch TV, and just stare off and just like feel like I don't want to do any schoolwork, I don't want to eat, I don't want to do anything. I can't find a good show on Netflix or Hulu because I don't want to watch anything. All the shows I am watching don't interest me anymore. And I'm not depressed, but I'm like in this state of just like, I don't know like what's going on. I just feel like I don't want to go to bed either because I feel like I might miss something, or I feel like, you know, I shouldn't be sleeping, but I feel like I should be, you know, at least doing something, or at least making money, or like something. And I ended up like just don't doing it. And that sort of like continued throughout the entire month of November, which sucked, obviously. Along with that, I would experience, I think, like that would be the constant, but then there would also be like extreme spikes. There were a few times I did feel depressed within that sort of like mixed state, and the point where like I would literally like think about like, oh, I wish I wasn't here, or like thinking about like doing something that's like not productive, like drinking or like something like that. Or, you know, I would like Cyber Monday, when I like at midnight decided to buy like a whole bunch of shoes and clothes and everything online, and like didn't really need to be doing that because now that it's like the 1st or close to the 1st of December, I'm realizing I have bills to pay. Like those changes of just like made like this conflict inside me where I felt this intense anxiety because I didn't know exactly what I was feeling, which made me feel like physically and like mentally like just like very confused, very uncomfortable, and it sucked. So I got these guys. Now I've been like kind of afraid to take any medication for being bipolar because I was, you know, diagnosed bipolar 1 last May, and they kind of made it seem like if I didn't get on medication, like I was going to die, which like, you know, and they're like, granted of the things I told them I had been doing, it kind of made sense to be like, you need to be on it like right now. But I felt like I needed time to really like research and process and understand my like what I had, you know, get diagnosed, like I got diagnosed twice, get a second opinion first of all, and there was just like a lot of things like I needed to do before, you know, just starting this like really serious medication that like could really harm me. So this is Abilify. Let's actually open it up. The last medication I took, so they're like these little white pills, they're not interesting. The last medication that I had for bipolar disorder was an anticonvulsant, which was Tegretol. I hated that crap. Like, I didn't really notice. I was on it for like just under a month, I think 3.5 weeks. I didn't really notice a change in my mood. What I did notice, well, I guess my mood did change, but that's only because at that time I was having a lot of depressive episodes coming out of like the winter and spring. So I noticed I wasn't having those anymore, but I wasn't like elevated in terms of mania, which like I definitely can feel, and like life feels amazing. So I didn't feel like life was great. I just felt like I was going through emotions, and I didn't like necessarily mind the emotions, but it was like, all right, this is like life, cool. I actually slept last night, but before that I went 4 days and I only slept 3 hours. And I was working on my thesis, so like I kind of like loved that because I was manic, and I was like, if I was depressed, this would not get done. I'm way far behind, which is actually pretty bad considering the fact that like that's essentially like doing. I took like an Adderall, more than one. I took like 2 or whatever, which I think having not taken that in a week kind of got me there. So basically like an abuse of like that. Which I realized was not good, especially because like it led me to like not sleeping for so long, which at the time I thought was great because I could just work on my thesis and not worry about anything else. But like not sleeping and not eating is like not good, and that's part of the reason why like people die. And you know, over time it wrecks your body, and just like so many different things that I just felt like, you know what, it was time to get this. So I texted my parents and they gave me the money. Yeah, money, because this was $55, which like isn't a lot, I guess, in terms of medication compared to like some of the other medicines I have. But then also considering that I have like I get prescribed Xanax because I have panic attacks, which I don't like taking because it's addictive and makes you like just go to sleep. But that crap is like 98 cents. So like I need this, but then like that is super cheap. I just don't understand the price differences between medications. But back to Tegretol. So I took Tegretol this summer, and like, okay, whatever effect it had on my mood. But in terms of like what else it did, it gave me like really bad side effects that at first I thought like I had sunburn. I've had sunburn once in my life. I don't, like, I'm black. It's hard for me to get sunburn unless I'm outside just in the sun for days and just like completely just exposed, like literally just trying to like get like sun cancer or something. So like I like to go to the beach in Chicago, I like to hang out. So I didn't know this, that like if you're in the sun, like I was just out in the sun naturally, that like Tegretol can make your skin sensitive. So that's why I thought I had sunburn. But I started noticing like little red bumps, and like my skin was like super red all over. And then the next day when I woke up, I was super itchy. It was like the worst pain I think I could ever, like I hated it. It was like, if you're gonna have a side effect on me, do something that I can't feel. I don't know, something that's like not gonna like make my skin hurt and itch so that everything I touch. Like I had to go to bed, like I had to leave work early and go to bed because I was like, I don't know how to like, I can't sit anywhere, I can't do anything, this sucks. So I thought it was sunburn. Turns out it wasn't, because then I started to notice, like I went through a whole thing. I thought that was sunburn, and then it started to give me like these little like bumps and warts in my mouth, and I thought I had an STD. Thought I had an STD. Didn't have an STD. Don't have an STD, which is great. But like I had bumps in my mouth, and I was like, all right, why would I have bumps in my mouth? This is weird. These things hurt. They're just gonna go away. They didn't. More of them came up, and then I realized the only difference I had made to my life in the last 3 weeks to 4 weeks, whatever, was Tegretol. Told my doctor about it, and she had told me about the side effects. She's an amazing woman, amazing doctor in Chicago. But she didn't tell me about the thing about the sun, which I think is an important thing to tell somebody when it's summertime and that they spend time outside. So she casually was like, oh yeah, I forgot to tell you that it caused sun sensitivity. Well, thank you, I know that now. So Tegretol did not work out, but I'm hoping that Abilify works out. So it says take 1 tablet by mouth once daily. Great, that's awesome. This is in the morning. Don't know if I can take it right now. I really just want to look at the side effects. So I looked a little of them up online. So some of the most common side effects are nausea, vomiting, constipation, headache, blurred vision, upper respiratory illness, dizziness, anxiety, insomnia, restlessness, inner sense of restlessness, and need to move. That's what I feel all the time. So I hope that doesn't happen. But these general side effects actually sound pretty good in the sense that like they don't include death. They don't include like anything about my blood, like white blood count cell. They don't include like my livers being damaged. They don't include weight loss, which is something I was worried about. I did not want to take medicine and then like gain a whole bunch of weight because I'm pretty sure that would make my depression worse. So overall, I mean, it doesn't really like need any of the things that I was concerned about. So that's mostly why like I think I want to take it. Also, I'm kind of done like with this whole like back and forth mania, depression. I haven't actually been depressed, like I guess clinically or whatever you would call it, like that period of depression from like more than a night or a few hours within this like weird stage. Or sometimes I feel depressed at the same time as happy. I felt that earlier. Like today, I slept last night, woke up, didn't really have that whole thing, but like in the car coming here, I like was thinking about, okay, well at that time, I had been thinking about like, ooh, maybe I should like, you know, go buy a house. Not in the moment, but like I was thinking like, oh, I should buy a house next year and invest in like real estate. And like I get home, I'm gonna look this up. So like, you know, I don't, that sounds a little weird, but I was having those thoughts as well as thinking about like, I like hate that like school is not over yet. I wish this like next week would hurry up. Oh my God, like if it doesn't, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like I just want to go buy this house. So that's sort of like the mindset, but I had this like, that was that weird feeling. But this should stop all of that, which is why I'm sort of excited to take it. So like if you don't know, Abilify is technically, I think it's called our Ariprazole, or I can't pronounce medicines. Aripiprazole, or aripiprazole, or it's Abilify, that's the brand name. It is used to treat mood disorders like bipolar disorder or schizophrenia or Tourette's disorder. It's used to treat all of those. And it's also, I believe, used to treat irritability, specifically with like people with autism. So I am kind of nervous in the sense that like, I don't know, I always feel like, is this like the dosage isn't going to be right, and it's like either not going to work or it's going to be so high, or like it's a new thing I'm introducing to my system, which is sort of foreign. Like this is manufactured by people. I don't really know what's in this. Technically, like yeah, there are ingredients, but like we don't really know what's in this. Slash like if my body like can be able to take this much, like no one knows my body. Like I don't know my body because I haven't taken every single thing out there. I know things that I can't take. But like, what if this is like the one thing that my body's like, what is this foreign thing? Like, you're gonna die, and like kills me because they think that like, it's like, you know, all these different possibilities that are like super, super small, but like definitely a thing. Like, I don't, like, there's no one else, like for me personally, another reason why I want to take medication is just because like, I'm putting something that's like not meant to be in my body. Like I was born with bipolar disorder, whatever, or like it manifested how I have bipolar disorder, and I feel like, you know, mania isn't that all the time, in terms of like I got my thesis done, I just like had to like stay up for 4 days to do it. Not done, the draft's done, but like mania can also be super useful. Like I definitely wouldn't be the place where I am here if I like didn't have like those manic thoughts that like were really big, but like also like I started a business, like that's helped me a lot, and I've learned a lot of things from that. It wasn't super hard and probably not the best time, yes, but like there's a reason why I have it, and that's what I sort of think about like when I think about why I have bipolar disorder, or like how I have it. And by taking this, I'm repressing something within me, but that could be helpful. But it's also like definitely like last year, for example, like wanted to like die, and it was not helpful. So like I don't know, I just feel very weird about taking this, but I'm super hoping that it works, because honestly, like I'm just want to like just live normally.